But now we're here to take it back.
You were saying?
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
Really worth it watching Snow White, Disney's prized possession. Although it expands the story in some ingenious modern ways, Snow White's finale is a suitable adaptation of the original storyline. Snow White, which is based on Disney Animation's debut full-length motion picture, adapts the traditional fairy story for contemporary audiences. The cast of Snow White includes actors like Rachel Zelger and Gal Gadot, who give their mostly accurate depictions of Snow White and the evil queen fresh depth. The plot starts with during a snowstorm, a king and queen in a tranquil country welcome their newborn daughter, whom they name Snow White in observance of the occasion. A lovely noblewoman becomes the king's second wife after the queen passes away from illness years later. He launches a campaign after the new queen warns of an impending threat from the south, but he never comes back. The queen later shows herself to be a conceited and malevolent person. Years later, the kingdom devolves into a dystopia, with its inhabitants living in poverty as a result of excessive taxes. Snow White, now a young woman, has been relegated to a scullery maid. The evil queen, who takes great delight in her appearance, finds out that Snow White is now the most beautiful person in the country through her magic mirror. Jonathan, a charming robber, soon appears in Snow White's life. He attacks the castle kitchen to steal food for himself and his companions. She lets him go with a few snacks. The queen shows no interest in Snow White's request that her stepmother treat the subjects with kindness. Following Snow White's departure, the queen, envious of her beauty, has a huntsman put her to death and return her heart in a jeweled casket. Unable to carry it out, the huntsman advises Snow White to distance herself from the queen and tells her of her stepmother's plans. Fearing for her life, Snow White runs away and encounters the forest's creatures. She follows them to a secluded cottage. Snow White is unaware that the cottage is occupied by 7 dwarfs who work in a diamond mine during the day. Doc. Grumpy, bashful, sleepy, sneezy, happy and dopey. When she informs them about her predicament, they feel sorry for her and discover her sleeping on their beds. The queen punishes the huntsman, imprisons Jonathan, and withdraws to her hidden quarters after learning that Snow White is still alive and that the magic mirror has. Determined that the heart she was given is that of a pig, she makes a poisoned apple to curse Snow White with the sleeping death and uses a disguise potion to change into an elderly woman. When the dwarfs depart for their jobs, the queen discovers their home and deceives Snow White into eating the apple by claiming to be Jonathan's ally. Then, as she begins to lose it, she tells her stepdaughter that she killed her father by deceiving him into taking the lead in a campaign against a southern menace. The queen withdraws to her castle after Snow White succumbs to the sleeping death. When the dwarfs return, they discover her sleeping body. Snow White is kissed by Jonathan, who used the huntsman's assistance to escape the queen's dungeon. As a token of appreciation for giving him back the faith in their kingdom that he had previously lost. To overthrow the evil queen, Snow White awakens the dwarfs and gathers Jonathan's fellow bandits. The evil queen is informed by the magic mirror that Snow White is fairer than her because she is just and gentle. While the 7 dwarfs, Jonathan's fellow thieves, and civilians fight the royal guards, Snow White arrives in the room just as the evil queen is furiously destroying the magic mirror. But since all of her powers were derived from the mirror, she transforms into glass herself and vanishes into the vortex created when the magic mirror broke. The magic mirror fixes itself after that. A ceremony is thrown as Snow White is chosen the new queen and fairly controls the kingdom. She and Jonathan are within minutes married. Though Snow White and the 7 dwarfs have many similarities, the film's ending and certain aspects of the 3rd act have been modernized in some ingenious ways. In addition to giving Snow more agency in the climax, and altering one of the story's most significant deaths. The new details even set up a new rethinking of a crucial aspect of the first movie. The titular princess becomes the queen of her land in Snow White's climax, greatly broadening the finale's scope. The evil queen brings Snow White low. Just like in the original tale, the queen deceives Snow White into eating a poisoned apple while posing as a hag. She may be restored, though, by the kiss of genuine love, and Jonathan is able to return her to the world of the living. The movie then shows how Snow went back to her country and publicly addressed the queen about her transgressions. As the movie comes to a close, Snow has successfully united the realm and assumed the role of ruler following the evil queen's passing. Snow White concludes on a distinctly upbeat tone, as Snow and the dwarfs join the kingdom in a reenactment of the joyful musical scene that began the movie. Around her, the kingdom is jubilantly celebrating Snow's apparent unassailable reign. This contributes to the movie's more sentimental themes and moods, giving a happy tale a perfectly charming finish. The sole fatality that occurs on screen is that of Gal Gadot's evil queen, who spends a large portion of the movie attempting to have Snow White slain. As in the first movie, Snow's transformation into the fairest in the land, a moniker that appealed to the queen's conceit, makes her jealous after Snow confronts the evil queen and her followers defy her. The evil queen loses her temper and smashes the magic mirror. The evil queen is swiftly killed by breaking the enchanted object. The woman rapidly disintegrates as a result, turning her corpse to ash. What's behind the mirror is the more enigmatic part of this incident. The glass fragments swiftly reassemble the mirror after falling to the ground. For a brief moment, Snow, as well as the spectator, may see inside the mirror once the ash is pulled to the opposite side. That area is a pitch-black emptiness, an enigmatic plane cut off from the physical world. The path is blocked, and the mirror mends itself as fast as it seems. Although the queen's demise is obvious, the film's conclusion does allude to a more profound realm of magic, a fitting modern interpretation of the Disney princess. Snow White is the perfect protagonist for the movie because of her generosity of spirit and fortitude in the face of hardship. Additionally, her benevolence makes her a stronger characteristic to exemplify than the cold and ruthless evil queen. This supports the main idea of the movie and lends their hostility some satisfying depth. In reality, Snow White is about how important empathy and camaraderie are as a leader.
That concludes our review for today, but the discussion is far from over. For more, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more videos. Keep the magic of movies alive until the next time, signing off from FK Bytes.